No, we're not in a sandstorm, although it's certainly dry enough for one. We're here at Eastridge High School in Woodbury, Minnesota for high school boys lacrosse. I'm Mike Beaton, hopefully to be joined by Robert Critta, but if I'm not, that's all right. We've got a big Suburban East Conference matchup coming your way as the Stillwater Ponies at 2-0 host, or I should say visit, the 3-1 Eastridge Raptors. Eastridge wearing the white jerseys, Stillwater wearing the red. Stillwater with a couple of big wins to start the season. They knocked off Matamidi 13-6 in a rematch of last year's Section 4 Class A final. Well, there's only one class, so Section 4 is the only section. And Eastridge, as we noted, 3-1. Their one loss, just a one-goal defeat to Benilde St. Margaret's. They picked up big wins over Tartan 16-3, Egan 8-7, and Park of Cottage Grove 8-3 as the teams meet. Steve Van Sloan is the head coach for the Raptors, and Tom Ho leads the Ponies. No data was posted for Stillwater, so I can't give you any goals, but guys to keep an eye on, of course, Blake Evensen, Tyler Thorson. The two are D1 college commits. Blake Evensen has signed his NLI to Mercer. Tyler Thorson has verbal to Rhode Island. He'll have to wait until next fall to sign his NLI. For Eastridge, players to watch. Jack Muller, 9 goals, 10 assists entering this game. Isaac Edwards, 8 goals, 4 assists. And Tyler Johnson, 5 goals, 5 assists. So those are going to be the big three for Eastridge. But with 12-minute quarters, anything can happen. So players are ready. Eastridge wearing the white, Stillwater wearing the red. And at the face-off circle, Corbin Van Dyne. And the Eastridge player, we will name him in a moment. I'd like to thank you for watching this on YouTube and on Valley Access channels. And the face-off is won by the Ponies. They'll begin their cycle play. It is a little windy. Some of that is the topography. For some reason, the field, the position of it just sucks in wind. It's not as noticeable in the bleachers, but out on the field, you can see the goalpost shaking. You can hear it shaking. You can see that stiff flag blowing. And whenever you're playing at Eastridge, you have to factor the wind. And it's amplified more so here than other venues in the Suburban East Conference. The first attack by Stillwater was unsuccessful. This is Thomas Miles bringing the ball up. Miles will pass it to number 14, Noah Marcus. And Eastridge will put things in motion. 12-minute quarters. And the clock stops whenever there's a whistle. Blown pass by the Raptors, and they turn it over. But a bad inbound pass by the Ponies, so the Raptors will get a free ball and a chance to set up. This is Isaac Edwards, one of the players to watch, as we noted in the open. 8 goals, 4 assists entering this game. 12 points, Jack Muller with 19 points. Stillwater looking to go 3-0. The Raptors will be back at it next Tuesday when they head to Forest Lake. There's the cycle, the pass out. Low shot is saved by Stillwater. That is Gunnar Ahrens. He came up with some big saves against Matamidi. We should point out in that Matamidi game, Stillwater outscored Matamidi 7-1. It was 6-5 at the half, and the Ponies demolished the Zephyrs in the second half. Tom Ho, the head coach, told me that was a statement opportunity for the Ponies. And they're looking to make a statement here. And that was considered a shot attempt. It went wide left. That was Nelson Summary on the attempt. And again, with the wind, It may not be as noticeable in lacrosse compared to soccer or football, but that could cause the ball to carry a little bit in ways no one expected. Summery fires and scores. Pulled off the hesitation move and puts Eastridge on the spin cycle. Nelson Summery. He picked up a hat trick in the win over Mahtomedi. He gets Stillwater started here. And the goal comes at the 2:58 mark. I spoke with Tom Ho briefly beforehand. Tom comes to us by way of Canada. He's in his 4th season coaching Stillwater. Has a father and brother both in the Canada Lacrosse Hall of Fame. They grew up playing the box version of lacrosse. Minnesota did have a team for several years, the Minnesota Swarm. They relocated to Georgia. Stillwater wins the face-off. And this is Ben Carl, who Tom Ho calls the Tasmanian Devil of the Ponies. Stick check by number 22, Ethan Hoffel. Another stick check. Hoffel showing some stingy defense early. It's picked up by Blake Evensen. Blake, as we noted, committed to Mercer. He's someone to keep an eye on. Thurston was the first Pony to record a hat trick in the 2019 lacrosse season. And Stillwater will begin another cycle play. Possession time always crucial. As Robert would tell you, Stillwater tried to go backdoor. It's delayed, but it counts anyway. Quinton White with the assist. Blake Evensen scores. Evensen. I've heard Evensen. The coach's parents, it's Evensen. I was right. I've heard Evensen. Someone just ought to buy another vowel. Blake Evensen, the Mercer recruit, scores. And White gets the assist. That's what it helps to have some of the Stillwater fans alongside me here at the Raptors nest. 8:12 left in the first quarter, and Stillwater with a 2-0 lead. And we have a foul called on Stillwater, so Eastridge will take over. While we're at there, anything else you'd like to tell me about the Ponies? All right. Any other fun facts? That I knew, yes, Carl. The nickname is what? Bean? Oh, the Beaner, okay. Yes, well, I was saying Tom calls him the Tasmanian Devil because of how quick he is. And also a nod to his work ethic. 7:20 left. Eastridge. They keep it in bounds. It's tough to see from here, but the blue line is the boundary area. Players colliding. And we are going to have a foul called on Stillwater. Could have gone out of the way from our vantage point. Jack Muller, you saw him diving in there. It was turning into an NFL scrum. But it's Eastridge ball with 7 minutes left in the first quarter. This is number 13 on the attack, Ben Marburger. Eastridge will cycle, make another play. Pass off the mark, stick check by 23. Ben Long, and the stick check works to Stillwater's benefit. They force the turnover. With the ball now, number 45, Jamison Stahl. As you know, you've got, I believe, 20 seconds to get the ball across midfield, and then you have to get within the offensive zone in another 10 seconds. Stillwater does get across in time. That will allow them to set up the offense. Joe Stingle starting another cycle. They look for the centering pass. Eastridge there to swipe it away. And it will be Eastridge ball. 6:02 remaining in the first quarter. Stillwater leads 2-0. Stillwater forcing another turnover. We saw them use pressure to their advantage against Matamidi. They were struggling in the faceoffs, but they were able to get Matamidi in the other elements of this game. Here's Stingle. Looking for a seam, doesn't find one, and Stillwater will recycle, and instead they're going to throw it to the Eastridge bench. So the Raptors get the ball back. Let's see if they can hang on to it. We haven't seen much out of them in the opening minutes. And this was one of the matches of the week by Minnesota Lacrosse Hub. That's number 20, Riley Larson. To Marcus. Marcus, he lost the ball again. That Stillwater defense always on top of the ball handler. They force another turnover and they draw the foul. And a little bit of extracurricular. And we're going the other way. Noah Marcus and Isaac Albers got tangled up, and a break for the Raptors. And we're going to have a timeout to settle things down a bit with 4:46 left in the first quarter. Mike Beaton. Oh, let's not knock the tripod. Mike Beaton all by myself, talking to myself. That's chaos theory. Wouldn't you agree, Abe? Well, he would, and now he's rocking to the music. Well, I can tell you Robert will be with us again on May 2nd when we'll have live coverage of Stillwater Boys Lacrosse. They will host Eastridge. That game will be at Pony Stadium. You can watch that live on Valley Access channels through Channel 14, YouTube, or online at vactv.org. And if you'd like to support a TSB television broadcast, this is a TSB TV broadcast syndicated on VAC TV and around the metro. You can visit my Patreon page, which is also the TSB page. tsbtelevision.com is the website. Patreon.com/TSB Television is the Patreon page. You can also visit us on PayPal. PayPal.me/TSB Television. And there you can get behind-the-scenes video of Abe rocking along with the music as I pull out my phone. I'm not going to do that because Abe will head for the parking lot and drive out of here if I pull off a stunt like that. Because as Abe would tell you, don't do me like that. 4:46 left in the first quarter. Stillwater, the only team on the board. Back to action after the timeout. Eastridge going to cycle again. There's Isaac Edwards. Passes back out to Ben Marburger for the reset. Marburger slips momentarily. Another cycle. Noah Marcus. Eastridge. Oh, I thought they had an opening. Jack Moeller, he was in position, could have dumped it in. And if he wasn't cutting behind the net, he might have had a chance. That pass off the mark from Marcus to Edwards, but Isaac does recover in time to keep possession for the Raptors. And a long way to go, as you know, in this sport. No shot clock. Here's TJ Johnson. That's ruled a shot attempt. Jack Moeller starts another cycle. Marburger was looking to pass. Take a backdoor play perhaps. But Stillwater with the deflection. Here's Peter Young. He's checked by number 12, Isaac Albers. Albers was the last one to touch it, so Eastridge hangs on to it. Noah Marcus, no good. And Gunnar Ahrens scoops it up. Lost the ball in a dangerous spot. I don't know if he was checked or if he slipped up, but that left Stillwater momentarily defenseless. But here comes Ben Carl, the speedy Ben Carl. Beaner is his nickname. Tasmanian Devil is what Tom Ho calls him. And there's Joe Stingle. Over to Evensen. Seen Stillwater execute successfully on offensive possessions. Stingle looking to make a move. Goes up, and a kick save, or at least it looked that way from here, by the Eastridge goalie, Thomas Miles, the senior. The only goalie listed on the roster. Stays Stillwater ball as it was last touched by an Eastridge player. Centering pass, another save by Miles. Evensen with a good pass to Berger, Cody Berger, but a couple of clutch saves by Thomas Miles to keep this a 2-0 game. As one of the officials resets the pylon. And Eastridge took too long. As we noted earlier, you have 20 seconds to get the ball across midfield. Eastridge could not do that.
Did he get back today?
And so they send the ball right back to Stillwater.
Go, 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 push it.
Nelson Summery, you know he can score. Dumps it off to Evensen. So Nelson Summery records his first assist, and Evensen records his second goal. Summery and Evensen, those two had an active role in the score sheet in the Matamidi game. Again, stats have not been posted, so I can't give you the box score from the Cretan-Durham Hall game, but I'm guessing they picked up a few goals there too. And Stillwater on the offensive with a 3-0 lead. Almost had a face-off win there, couldn't pull it off. Here's Peter Young. Was looking for a cutting, number 13, Ben Marburger, and instead, Eastridge coughs it up. Isaac Albers backpedals, finds a running Jamison Stahl, who caught the pass in stride. Evensen, didn't like what he saw there. Ponies with 42 seconds. They're going to have a substitution. Stahl goes out, Summery comes in. Here's Summery. Looking to go inside, can't get there. 15 seconds for the Ponies. Tyler Thurston hasn't registered on the score sheet yet. He tries there. Miles with the save, and it ricochets out of bounds, so the Ponies will have 5 seconds to get one more in there. And from deep, Cody Berger fires. Miles collects it for the save, but it's the Ponies With momentum on their side right now, they hold a 3-0 lead over the Eastridge Raptors as Stillwater looks to stay undefeated in the 2019 season. We'll come back in a moment. You're watching High School Boys Lacrosse. If you'd like to sponsor a TSB television broadcast, Patreon is the place. Sponsorships start at just $1 a month. Visit patreon.com/TSB television and make a pledge for premier Twin Cities sports coverage. Second quarter underway as the team switch sides. First quarter dominated by the Ponies, and they're looking to do the same here in the second quarter. And they're off to a solid start. Already won the first face-off of the quarter, which means more possession time. And a lot of possession time means a lot of chances to score. And the Ponies tack on another one. Cody Berger will celebrate with Nelson Summery. Summery gets credit for the goal. His second. Wind picks up a little bit. It's a pleasant evening. We'll get a little bit cooler as the evening progresses. It's high and dry. Eastridge with their first shot on goal in the quarter. They haven't had too many chances. That was Jack Moeller. But Stillwater was the first back there. As you know, on a shot attempt, the team that's closest to the ball retains possession. Here comes Evensen, flips it. It gets redirected. Joe Stengel will pick it up. Oh, that was close. Tyler Thorson fires, and Stillwater collects the rebound. So Thurston set up the initial shot. It went off the pipe. The ricochet was scooped up by Quentin White, and he dumps it in to give Stillwater a 5-0 lead. A remarkable turn of events for the Ponies. And this Stillwater team ready to run Eastridge out of the building. As the wind picks up a little bit here at the Raptors Nest, home of Eastridge, school that is celebrating its 10th year of operation. Hasn't produced some state tournament contenders. Still looking to get their first set of champions. Ponies hang on to it after Ben Carl went around for a ride. So the Ponies controlling it here, and the Raptors, who entered this game with the 3-1 mark, They have their hands full with Stillwater. The Ponies not fooling around, and Tom Ho, he's built up this program over the last 4 years. Thurston was looking for White, and it will stay Stillwater ball. The Matabidi win is believed to be the first in school history for Stillwater since that series began. And Tom Ho told me the first time he went up against Matabidi is Thurston fires. His shot is wide. Stillwater ball. The first time they met, it was a 17-6 loss, and that's been the barometer over the years. Evensen fires. It goes off the crossbar, and the ball. Nice hustle there by the Ponies. It looked like that was Nelson, yes, to keep the ball on the Stillwater side of the field. Evensen fakes the shot, gets a little bit closer, and I think Miles got a piece of it. Stillwater keeps it though, and they can eat up more time and continue this attack. They have been peppering Thomas Miles early and often in this one. And there's a big reason why. Evensen. He's been firing a lot of shots. And a crease violation, I believe, was called. Quinton White may have gotten a little too close. Tough to see, but that blue circle, dark blue circle, is the crease, and no offensive player can enter that area. So Stillwater has to go back on defense. There's going to be a penalty as Quinton White got a little too physical with his check on Jack Moeller, so now the penalty will be enforced. So Eastridge will have the man advantage for 30 seconds, I believe.
30-second offset, side penalty, to the Ponies, number 13.
Offside was the official ruling. And the Raptors will have 30 seconds. They try to go back door. The pass intended for Isaac Edwards goes off the mark, and we may not look at penalty kills. Stillwater, though, turns it right back into Eastridge's hands. I should say throws it right back into their hands. A rare miscue from the Ponies. Centering pass, and Eastridge gets on the board. Moeller to Edwards. Moeller with the assist, and Isaac Edwards picks up his 9th goal of the year. That ties him with Jack Moeller in the team category. A nice centering pass on the part of Moeller, and Eastridge, it looked like they were going to cough it up after a sloppy pass. Stillwater threw it right back to them. Moeller to Edwards. And you hear Chelsea Digger being played in the background. That was once the goal victory song, well, still is for the Swarm, now in Georgia. So Eastridge gets on the board.
Number 8, Isaac Edwards with the assist. Number 7, Jack Moeller. That's Edwards from Moeller.
Edwards gets goal number 9 on the year. And for Jack Moeller, that was his 20th point this season. He's been averaging just under 5 points a game. Ponies look like they had an opening, and they do take one. Cody Berger launches a shot. Miles picked it up, loose ball. Berger went after it, and I think Eastridge, they almost had it. Instead, it's Nelson Summery. He's got numbers, but not a good lane to attack from, so he'll back off and let the offense do their work. But this is where Stillwater has shined throughout this game. Controlling possession. Going after the loose balls. Here's Thurston. Pass back out. Summery fires from deep, and Miles goes low to corral the save. Eastridge got it across just in time. They've got a considerable deficit, not insurmountable, but they gave up a 5-goal rally to the Ponies before scoring. Raptors on the move. They fire and score. That was TJ Johnson taking it by himself. You don't see that a whole lot in lacrosse, but you'll see them set up around the top of the key, that area, to see if there's a lane they can penetrate. TJ Johnson found one, and unofficially that will be unassisted. But Eastridge makes it a 5-2 game, and the Raptors have a little bit of life in them as a timeout is called by the Ponies. So the goal, officially 7:03 is the time for TJ Johnson. As the timeout was called, Tyler Johnson, or TJ, however you want to call him, he picks up his 6th goal of the year, one of the 3 to watch, and so far all 3 have made their mark for the Raptors as the win picks up again here at the Raptors Nest is what we call it. Once again, if you would like to support a TSB television broadcast, visit our Patreon page, patreon.com/TSB television, or you can make a one-time contribution to PayPal, paypal.me/TSB television. We'll have a few more lacrosse games through our arrangement with Valley Access Channels in the month of May. This is our last one for April. And we also have a few more Minnesota Lakers games coming your way. And we'll have some fall sports as well in the months ahead. We hope to be back with some volleyball, soccer, and some football. And all of those contributions help us make that vision a reality. So once again, patreon.com/TSB television or paypal.me/TSB television. And a reminder, live coverage of Stillwater Boys Lacrosse May 2nd on Valley Access Channels and May 7th as well. A couple of ways to keep track of your ponies. And we'll also have highlights as well of other events with softball, baseball, and we'll have a spring wrap-up of Ponies All Access. So Tom Hall calling the timeout. He really liked the chemistry that has developed, brewed over the last few years. This is his 4th year, and some of the guys he's worked with have been on this team since he arrived. And he feels they have a good junior class. They set the bar high, a high familiarity with each other. One team, one goal is their motto. 5-2 is the score. If you just joined us, if you're watching this on Valley Access Channel, Stillwater scored 5 in a row to start the game. The Raptors have responded with back-to-back scores.
Raptors, number 9, TJ Johnson, unassisted.
And the Raptors win the faceoff. They look to add to it. That was oh so close. Zach Bobine Corbin Van Dyne hit with a 30-second penalty for an illegal stick, and Stillwater, they can kill off some of that penalty here. As Ben Carl, the Tasmanian Devil, he's got a look, he scores! Ben Carl took it all the way. The Stillwater fans erupt. You don't see that often. Vertically challenged, according to the Stillwater fans, but everyone has praised his work ethic, his determination, Tom Ho in particular, some of the Stillwater fans, and he zipped his way down the field. Ben Carl gives the Ponies a big score. It's a shorthanded goal with Corbin Van Dyne, and we've got another timeout called by the Ponies. They had 3, and now they have 2, and now they have 1. So, with the timeout, we'll time the goal here. It came at 7:35, and we'll take a timeout ourselves. You're watching high school lacrosse.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look! Corbin Van Dyne still serving the penalty for an illegal stick, but Stillwater scores a rare shorthanded goal. Ben Carl, kind of like hockey, picked up a loose ball, saw a lane, and used his speed to his advantage, outrunning everybody. There was nobody to cut him off at the net, and Ben Carl fired and scored to give Stillwater a 6-2 lead, and a face-off violation of some sort. Eastridge coughs it up to the Ponies. They get another open look, and they make it a 7-2 game. Nobody was on. I don't believe this. Will Gleason, how did Will Gleason go undetected? Nobody was on him. Even the Stillwater fans are a little surprised. Gleason just saw a lane and nobody spotted him. And Gleason said, all right, I'll take the freebie. And just when Eastridge had a dose of momentum, Stillwater takes it away. 4 goals in the second quarter for the Ponies, including a couple of strange ones. The Ben Carl one, pretty impressive. Ponies won the faceoff, and that's going to be a penalty on the Raptors unless the Ponies score. Evensen finishes the job. Will Gleason won the faceoff, and Evensen picks up his teammate in a literal and metaphorical sense as Evensen gets the hat trick in the second quarter. So the Ponies, as Eastridge calls a timeout, the Ponies have scored 3 goals in 15 seconds. 1 from Carl, 1 from Gleason, and 1 from Evensen. 3 goals in 15 seconds after the Raptors scored back-to-back. Stillwater with a commanding 8-2 lead. And the Mercer recruit adding to his total. And you know, does anyone have anything to say about this? I've got a free mic. Anybody want to come up here? I've got time to kill. We'll take a break and come back.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Oh, here, set it. Wear your contacts more, buddy?
Yeah, I'll sit on the chair. You can have
Another face-off. It goes into Stillwater territory. Ball is still loose. Evensen picks it up. He already has a hat trick. I'm sure he would like to add some more. Evensen leads with 3 goals. Nelson Summary has 2. And Gleason, Carl, and Quinton White all have a goal apiece. Nelson Summary caught in the midfield. Hustles back into the offensive zone. He's got a lane, but not for long. He will head back and start a recycle. A mostly mistake-free first half for the Ponies. And they have dominated possession time as a result. Summary fires. Shot off the mark. Wide left, I believe, but there were a couple of Stillwater players back there to make sure they would hang on to the ball, and they do. Thurston under duress, trying to shake his defender in Landon Greenlay. Unable to do so. Looking for someone to pass to. Now Thurston breaks open on his own and scores. Thurston couldn't find a passing target for a while, and Thurston just stayed patient and found himself open. So Tyler Thurston with his first goal of the game. 6 goals in the second quarter for the Ponies. They started the game scoring the first 5. Eastridge scored a pair, and the Ponies have scored 4 in a row. 9-2 is the score. Another barometer, perhaps, of Stillwater's growth in this sport. It was a little bit closer a year ago between these Ponies and Raptors. And Ricky Michael, Stillwater's athletic director, will tell you he thinks of Eastridge as a rival just because of the facilities and the number of athletes that both schools have. But the Ponies, they've got an edge in several activities, and boys lacrosse looks like they could be one of them. A rare Raptors possession. Centering pass from behind. We've got a flag. A penalty will be assessed. Looking, I believe. And it goes against Stahl. So Stahl will go to the box. And the Ponies will make a couple of substitutions. So another man advantage situation for the Raptors. This will be their third. Isaac Edwards to Johnson. 2 names we've called heavily. Pass to the middle. And another penalty. Zach Bobing got hit as he tried to receive the pass, and it's going to be a 2-man advantage now for a short while for Eastridge. Pushing foul on Siegfried, Justin Siegfried, 30 seconds, and 6 on 4. Big save by Gunnar Arns. Hasn't seen any action until that point, and with less than a minute to go, that will kill off at least one of the penalties. And I I've got a feeling Stillwater will kill off the other penalty as well. Cody Berger. Out to Quentin White. 22 seconds. White to Berger. 15 seconds. And that's what you call a solid cycle play. Summary with the assist. Joe Stingle with the score. Summary, 4 points. And that goal comes with 10 seconds left in the period. Summary with 4 points. Stingle with his first goal of the game. The last 7 goals for the Ponies have been scored by 7 different players. Face off, and that will more than likely bring us to the end of the half, and we've got a foul, so that will stop the clock with 4 seconds. There won't be enough time to do a lot here with 4 seconds. We're going to have to heave it all the way and hope it lands, and it will not. But a dominating first half for the Ponies. 2 5-goal rallies sandwich a pair of scores from Eastridge, and the Ponies have a 10-2 lead. It looks like they're well on their way to staying undefeated. We'll come back for the second half. You're watching High School Boys Lacrosse on VAC TV and on YouTube.
If you'd like to sponsor a TSP television broadcast, Patreon is the place. Sponsorships start at just $1 a month. Visit patreon.com/TSP television and make a pledge for premier Twin Cities sports coverage.
Mike Beaton all by myself, talking to myself. That's chaos theory, right, Abe? And when that happens, you must go faster. Second half underway between the Stillwater Ponies and the Eastridge Raptors. It's been all Stillwater. 10-2 is the score as dusk has settled. Eastridge gets possession. Robert Critta was supposed to join me, but I don't know what happened. Maybe he got caught up in the NFL draft. Who knows? We've got some birds flying through. Are they raptors? Oh, they don't look like raptors. Abe, I hope you brought enough popcorn for everybody.
It's just that feeling, isn't it?
Raptors have their work cut out for them. They only scored 2 goals in the second quarter. Back-to-back scores by Isaac Edwards and TJ Johnson. And that was the intermission, so to speak, between a pair of 5-goal rallies from the Ponies and a little bit of extracurricular there. A foul was called on Stillwater. And the way this game has progressed, we might reach stoppage time before we're through. Unless the Raptors have a rally in them. See if they can get started. Oh, that's going to be a flag. Yep. They got a little too rough there with TJ Johnson. And if there's one fault for the Ponies, it's the number of penalties they have accumulated. So Eastridge with another man advantage, but Stillwater, they've done a good job killing off penalties. In fact, last time they were on the penalty kill, Ben Carl scooped up a loose ball and went warp speed to the net. Not this time. Eastridge collects the centering pass at Zach Bobine. I think he got it from Moeller, and Bobine takes that centering pass in for the score. It's the first goal in some time for the Raptors. It comes at the 1:20 mark of the third quarter. They had not scored in about 7 minutes of game time. So that makes it a 10-3 game. And Eastridge capitalizes on the power play. And we've got a little Joe Satriani. You may recognize this song as the Wild Goal song, although it was briefly replaced by Let's Go Crazy from Prince. So 10-3 now. Ponies won the faceoff. Here's Blake Evensen after another faceoff win for Corbin Van Dyne, the freshman. A few hockey crossovers on this Stillwater team. Here's Summary over to Evensen. And if you're Stillwater, all you got to do is just work the clock, work possessions. You've got a comfortable lead. Here's Summary. Fired the shot, and I don't know where it went off the back of a player. Someone cut where someone zipped where they should have zagged.
Because I got home and Isaac had just turned it on.
Stillwater ball. Cody Berger goes underneath. Tried the wraparound. It will stay Stillwater ball as Evensen was the closest one to it. And of course, you see several balls spread around the baseline. Evensen tried to go up top. And that is ruled a shot attempt, so Stillwater can try again. Here's Thorson. I'd like to know if there's a day where the wind doesn't blow here at Raptors Stadium. It always seems like it's a stiffer wind than usual. Nelson Summary, a little too much velocity, just a bit outside. And I mean that literally, just a bit outside. I was watching Major League last night, so pardon me if a few of those references are in my head. Quentin White to Evensen. He'll pass back out to Summary. We'll reset from up top. Summary trying to work around his defender, number 20, Riley Larson.
Nice.
And he wasn't able to do so, not completely. Got a shot off, but Thomas Miles read the play. And the Raptors with the save. Miles is going to take it up.
He can shoot, right?
He gets all the way to the offensive side. You don't see that often. A risky play, perhaps, on the part of Miles. Was that had there been an Eastridge turnover, Stillwater would have had a free look. Ponies have yet to score in the third. The Raptors trail by 7. A series of stick checks. And Stillwater, they're not apologetic about their defensive posture. Peter Young was hassled all the way until he coughed it up. Good job by the Stillwater defense. I believe Justin Siegfried was among them. And more time on offense for the Ponies. There's Evensen. Out to Stengel. Summary has it now.
Who were last night?
Well, the 7 o'clock starts. Starts out warm and then feels cold at the end. Evensen breaks free, centering pass. No opportunity there. So Quentin White will reset and start a new cycle from behind the net. As Robert Critta has mentioned, in doing so, and keep the goalie guessing. That was a nice play there, and Eastridge was closer that time. Evensen was hooking up with number 21, Alex Corbett, and right idea, just Corbett shot one wide right. Eastridge takes over since they were closer to the ball. As Robert Gritter will tell you, sometimes you'll start a cycle behind the net to make the goalie guess. It's harder to read what's behind you when you've got a net back there. And if nothing else, your back is turned to the players in front of the net. But Stillwater, they've been effective at getting the ball back whenever they turn it over to Eastridge. Raptors' possessions have not lasted long. Ponies, meanwhile, have owned possession time. I would say maybe 3/4, if that. Maybe a little more. Feels like we've been calling Stillwater's names a lot. There's one of them, Thurston. Breaks free, fires, Miles. Stops it for a save. Alex Corbett trying to get the stick check on Riley Larson. Can't do it. Larson will trot behind the net. Looks for the centering pass, and it was a step too early. Jack Moeller was there. Loose ball picked up by the Raptors. Noah Marcus. Marcus stuck near the midfield area. And here's TJ Johnson. Just one goal, we noted, entering this game. Jack Moeller just under 5 points per game. Stillwater takes over, and I like to see Stillwater's box scores if they get posted. Nice work up the middle, and Miles went out.
Nice work, Thomas.
Stillwater recovers. Miles went out there and laid a hit on Quentin White. Nothing was called, but Stillwater hangs on to the ball. But the Ponies, they've scored 10 or more in every game this season, so I'm hoping they can post that box score, because I'd like to see where Stillwater's runners, as they call them in lacrosse, I'd like to see where they would rank in the standings. Summary fires, and the man they call Nelly here in the Stillwater fan base couldn't make it 11-3, but the Ponies have done a good job on the defensive end. They have not allowed Eastridge to build any kind of rally. They allowed just the one goal a little over a minute into the quarter, and that's been it. Any other nicknames? I've heard Nelly, I've heard Q. Any others I should be aware of? Do you have any embarrassing stories on the players? As parents, I tease. When the parents are next to you, you got to have a little fun. That's going to be another penalty, hit from behind on Ben Long. So another man advantage for the Raptors. They've had several of them. They converted the last one into a score. We'll see if they do the same here. Cross-checking is the call, so it will be a 1-minute man advantage for the Raptors. We don't call it a power play in lacrosse, even though it effectively is. So 1-minute advantage. Stillwater knocked the ball loose. It's scooped up by Bobine. Centering pass deflected, but right into Bobean's stick. And he caught Gunnar Arens out of position. Arens trying to make a play to kill the penalty instead. It's another man advantage goal for the Raptors. That's how they picked up their scores in the third quarter, and they make it a 10-4 game. So this pattern continues where the Ponies have 5-goal rallies and Eastridge responding with a pair of them. So another score for the Raptors. It's the second for Zach Bobean. It comes at the 9:21 mark of the third quarter. And for Zach Bobean, it's his second goal of the game.
Zach Bobean, unassisted.
Unassisted. And for Bobean, it's his 5th goal of the season. So Zach Bobean with a couple of man advantage scores to give Eastridge at least a shred of hope.
Well, whatever. I don't know anything about it.
Loose ball is won by the Raptors. If they've got something, this is where they've got to come up big. But it's Stillwater who picks it up. Siegfried, I believe, was able to change hands, proverbially speaking. And now the Ponies can eat up time. Ponies making a couple of substitutions. After a flurry of goals in the second quarter, 7. They have not scored here. It's been all Eastridge, although they've only scored twice. Nothing there for Thurston. And in a sport that doesn't have a shot clock, this could work in Thurston's advantage, and he pulls off the wraparound. Tyler Thorson with the wraparound, and I think he was able to use some of Eastridge's defenders as a screen. Thomas Miles didn't see him. So Thorson with the first goal of the second half for the Ponies, and it's the second goal of the game for Tyler. Comes at the 10:53 mark, that one unassisted, so Thurston with 2, Summary with 2, Evensen's got the hat trick. We saw this in the Matamidi game, a couple of hat tricks. Van Dyne won the faceoff and flips it to Ben Long. And that's all the Ponies have to do. Even if Eastridge gets a few goals, that's fine for the Ponies. What they don't want to allow is a big rally. They've got a 7-goal lead, and they can work the clock in the fourth quarter. Nelson Summary charged up front, couldn't dump it in. The Raptors with time potentially to get one more score before the period ends. That's number 20, Riley Larson. Over to TJ Johnson. There's an opening for the Raptors. 2 of them. And Gunnar Arens with 2 big saves. That will be Stillwater ball. Noah Marcus had 2 shots. Uncontested. Gunnar Arens stops him in his tracks. And with a few seconds left, Stillwater will run out the clock here in the third quarter with a couple of big saves. And they're going to hang on to a 7-goal lead. Eastridge got 2. They did outscore the Ponies 2-1 in the quarter, but the Ponies have a 7-goal lead, 11-4 with 1 more quarter to play. We'll take a break and bring you that final quarter. You're watching high school boys lacrosse here at Eastridge High School.
If you'd like to sponsor a TSP television broadcast, Patreon is the place. Sponsorships start at just $1 a month. Visit patreon.com/TSP television and make a pledge for premier Twin Cities sports coverage.
going to get back on the mic because we're about to start.
Crank her up again.
Yep. Fourth quarter about to start. Stillwater has dominated this game, and some of the younger fans are chanting Pony Nation. Abe, I think they heard you. They're trying to bring some energy to this stadium, a little bit of Stillwater energy in enemy territory. We are on the campus of Eastridge, the Raptors' Nest, where we witnessed the Stillwater girls soccer team win a section title back in the fall. A fine facility all around, at least in the athletic venues and their auditorium as well. I got to view a rendition of Spamalot a couple years ago that was produced by Woodbury's Community Theater. Eastridge trying to rally the troops and get our attention here. They scored a couple of goals on man advantage scenarios in the third quarter. They were shut out in the first quarter, and they've scored 2 goals in the second and third. The problem is the Ponies, with their scoring breakdown, 3 goals in the first, 7 goals in the second, only 1 in the third, but they have a 7-goal lead, and they forced the turnover. Jamison Stahl getting the stick check and knocking the ball loose. And right now, Ben Carl's by himself. He gets it over to Stengel. And Carl did his duty. They call him vertically challenged, but a speedy one. You don't have to be the tallest to make your mark, and we've seen that no matter the sport, especially gymnastics. I know because I covered a few of those meets. Stillwater girls gymnastics team finishing second this year after winning gold last year. Here's the Ponies. Thomas Miles with the save. Joe Stengel with the shot attempt. And the Ponies, it's fine. All they got to do is eat up time. If they get a few goals, so much the better. Thomas Miles bringing it up, and Stengel able to get the stick check on it, but once again, Eastridge sending up their goalie, trying to rally the troops. Zach Bobian, he had a couple of those man advantage goals, was looking for Marcus, and he isn't going to get him. Pass was off target. Ponies take over. Pass upfield went off a couple of sticks, and the loose ball will be scooped up by Riley Larson. Larson to Marcus. Going up the middle, firing. Gunnar Harens goes low for the save. Jack Muller hasn't had too many scoring attempts. You could say that for Eastridge as a whole, though. Now they're bringing up the pressure. Stillwater called a couple of timeouts back in the second quarter when Eastridge looked like they were in position to strike back, and we've got a late penalty. Let's see what this is about with 8:38 to go. It's on Eastridge, and it will go against Isaac Edwards.
30-second conduct penalty been assessed to the Raptors, number 8, Isaac Edwards.
Misconduct penalty is the ruling, and you might have said something that irked the official, or as Scott Van Pelt would say, was invited to be more constructive with your feedback. So Stillwater with the man advantage. I believe this is their first all game. Evensen with the shot. I think going off the stick of Miles. stays Stillwater ball. White to Thurston.
Got a white jersey on over there.
Bench penalties been assessed to the Raptors. 30 seconds.
A bench penalty assessed to Eastridge. So a two-man advantage now for the Ponies for the next few seconds. And the frustrations could be building up on the Eastridge bench. Well, they know Stillwater's a tough contender, as Tyler Thurston demonstrates. He pulls a little juke and takes the deke all the way for a score. Tyler Thurston, the second Stillwater member to get a hat trick. Blake Evensen joined the hat trick category. That goal unassisted. But frustrations, emotions may be building up on the Eastridge bench. You know, they got blindsided in the second quarter, as we noted. 7 goals in that period. And that really was the difference. If you look at a turning point, second quarter would be that point. Stillwater scoring a goal shorthanded from Ben Carl. In fact, 3 goals in 15 seconds of game time. If you want to look at where this game turned, that's probably it. Although Eastridge, they were looking to make an attack there. Edwards almost had it. Ball is loose. Eastridge player tried to flip it up, and there's going to be a flag, a push foul on Eastridge next time they get the ball. And Stillwater making their feelings heard. Nick Dario launched one. And I mean launched. He put a little mustard on that shot. Noah Marcus called for pushing. 30 seconds. And I think Stillwater maybe getting a little salty here about Eastridge's intentions. So Stillwater cashed in the last time they had a man advantage. Little back door, but not a good angle to work from. They go back out to Thorson. Shot from deep is wide left. Nobody from Eastridge back there, so an easy possession to maintain for the Ponies. Evensen, he was active early, scored a couple of goals in the first quarter, tried to get the assist there, and it almost worked. Found Stengel cutting inside, and it almost paid off. Penalty expired, by the way. But for the Ponies, they just got to ride it out for the next 6:38. Ride it out to 3-0. As they look to get in front. We mentioned that win over Matamidi earlier in the game. Not only was a statement, was it a statement win for the Ponies after losing to Matamidi for so many years, including that heartbreaking 1-goal defeat in sections. Is that a, no, it's not a goose, is it? It is a goose. It was coming down. I thought we were going to have to duck. So that Matamidi victory, not only was it a statement from Stillwater that said we're ready to claim our place in the lacrosse pantheon, it also is a key section win. With those two in Section 4, as you know, lacrosse a one-class sport. But they still have sections. And Tom Ho told me if they want to get that 1 seed, beating Matabidi was the first step. And based on that one and based on some of these scores we've seen since, they beat Matabidi by 7. They beat Cretin-Durham Hall by 10. They lead Eastridge by 8. They are going to be a tough foe to face in Section 4. We'll see how the group plays out as we get closer to May. It's not a long season, as you know. Regular season lasts about a week before they enter section play. He's taking a lot of time here. Evensen with another shot. And even though the Ponies haven't been able to put one in, just 2 goals in the second half, what they have done is chew up a lot of time off that clock. And they stay with it. They force the turnover, pick up the loose ball. Ben Corbett opted not to take it himself. I thought he might take a look at the net. Instead, some more keep away. And it looks like some of the reserves are starting to make their way on the field. And you won't be upset with this if you're Tom Ho and the Ponies, because this is another staple. You know, you've got a big win, but when you have a big lead in later games, especially when you get into the playoffs with single elimination, this is another benchmark. Well, that's going to be an assist for Quentin White. So, as we said, the benchmark, and who is 37? Carter Beese. He's not listed on the varsity roster, at least in my copy of it. So Carter Beese is, I believe, was the player who scored, number 37. He's a freshman. Or so I've been told. No, the parents are right. Right. Ponies never lie. Ponies never lie in Stillwater. But good to see some of the JV guys get some varsity time and get a goal. So maybe they'll be on the box score, and we'll figure out who number 37 is at least the next time we cover a Stillwater game. But Carter Beese with the goal and the assist to Quentin White. That's his second assist of the game. Quentin White had a few assists in that win over Matabidi. As we noted before, the turning point in this game was the second quarter when the Ponies put up 3 goals in 15 seconds to respond to a pair of Eastridge goals. And that was enough to put this game away. Stillwater had 10 goals at halftime. They'll finish with at least 13. They've had 13 or more in every game this season, and even though it's a small sample size, 3 games, what that tells you is this Ponies team is loaded on offense. They have a lot of ways to beat you, as we've seen. Nice play up front by the Raptors. TJ Johnson with the assist, and Isaac Edwards with the goal. So Edwards picks up his second. It comes with 2:11 to play in regulation. It's an academic goal as far as the outcome is concerned, but that will add to Isaac Edwards and his stat column. And if you're the Raptors, you just want to get any bit of momentum you can. As Tom Ho told me, referencing the Matabidi game, and even if these two were to meet again, it won't be the same mean. It won't be the same meeting. It won't be the same game. So, at the 9:49 mark, Isaac Edwards picks up goal number 2 for the game. He and Zach Bobian have 2 each. So with that, Moeller takes over the team lead in that category for the Raptors. Ponies have possession now. And what's impressed me in the 2 games I've seen Stillwater play, no dominant score. They've been getting it through several players, finding ways to produce offense. Tyler Thurston, he's had a couple of hat tricks, at least to his credit. Blake Evensen, he notched a hat trick. Nelson Summery with 2 goals. Ben Carl with perhaps the most emotional goal, the most exciting one, taking it all the way. We've got a penalty with 1:17 left that will go against Eastridge. Doesn't mean a whole lot at this point. So the Ponies will go to 3-0. The Raptors will fall to 3-2, and another runaway conference win for Stillwater. You have to like what this says about Stillwater's potential, what they could do as the season moves along. They would love to make their way to the state tournament, which our colleagues at School Space Media will carry from start to finish, as they have done for the last few years. White with the centering pass. There's Beast, number 37. The freshman out there. Is Stillwater content to run out the clock, or do they want one more? They're looking for it there. Batterton was looking for one more opportunity. Loose ball, and it's going to be picked up. It's going to go to Eastridge after a foul was called, so that'll probably do it. One more stoppage. Now the official resumes play. And that will put an end to this one. One more goal, though, for Eastridge. Jack Moeller. They will let time expire. Moeller scored with 1 second left. The goal will be unassisted, so they do let the clock expire because it wouldn't have mattered with the face-off anyway. So with that, Jack Moeller will get his second goal of the game. And he and Edwards will hold on to first and second. But it's Stillwater who wins the day. Another 13-6 final. They beat Matamidi by that score, but another runaway win for the Ponies. That 7-goal second quarter was the difference maker in this one. So as we wrap it up, a pair of hat tricks for the Ponies. Tyler Thurston with 3 goals. Blake Evensen with 3 goals. And for the Raptors, Zach Bobian and Isaac Edwards with 2 goals each. TJ Johnson with 1, Jack Moeller with 1. So Moeller and Edwards are tied for the team lead in goals for the Raptors, but it's Stillwater who stays undefeated going to 3-0. And they maintain an upper hand in conference play. So that does it here from the Raptors Nest. For the rest of our crew, I'm Mike Beaton. Thanks for watching high school boys lacrosse here at Eastridge High School in Woodbury.